Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Or if you're a new viewer, hi, my name is Michelle. Thank you so much for coming by to hang out with me today. So today's video, I'm going to be playing with some products that people here on YouTube influenced me to buy, for the most part. Or it could just be like social media influencers influenced me to buy. Because I have some stuff in here that people on Instagram influenced me to buy. I think when you are in the beauty space, when you're on YouTube, when you're on Instagram, you don't really realize sometimes just how much influence these people have on your purchasing decisions. I realize it. I don't know if everybody else does. So what I did is I went through my collection today and I grabbed out just several products here and there that specific people influenced me to buy. And I figured I would share that with you guys today. I think that if brands recognized even smaller creators more, that it can make such a huge difference for their brand as a whole, because it doesn't matter if you have 1 million followers, if you have 1,000 followers, if you have any kind of influence at all, then you're influencing people to purchase certain things, even if it's unintentional. Like if I get on here and I'm playing with certain products, I might not be intentionally trying to influence anybody to buy anything, but people watching could still want to buy it because of how it works for me. So I figured this would be a fun video idea. I have done a video like this in the past, it's just been a while. If I can remember, I'll try to link it above for you guys so you can watch that. Okay, when it came to primer, I really don't have anything that anybody really influenced me to buy anytime recently, because I'm such a freak about my primer. I love the Dr. Brandt Pores No More primer. It works for me really well. And I really don't like to steer too far away from that because I know it helps to keep my skin matte, and I'm a very oily bitch. So, I'm going to be using the Dr. Brandt Pores No More Pore Refiner Primer. Like, I'm already oily. I just blotted my face like half hour ago. It's disgusting. Just, sop up that oil one last time. Like, how is that possible? By the way, to blot my face, I use the Care One oil absorbing sheets. I get these at my local Martin's or Giant, anything like that near you. They are fantastic. They definitely do the job. I'll show you when I get done. Like I said, I just did this like a half hour ago. I can even blot over top of makeup and they won't ruin my makeup. So yeah, that's what that looks like after blotting. It's gross. We're taking that Dr. Brandt primer and I'm just gonna slather that on really quickly. Okay, so while that's drying, we're gonna talk about foundation. Well, so I'm gonna do something different today. I do watch Bailey Sarian a lot, hence the merch that I'm wearing today. I'm wearing her Too Poor for Couture t-shirt. I just got it in yesterday and I slept in it, so it's a little wrinkled. Hey, I'm being transparent with you guys. As far as my base goes, I wanted to take a technique that I've seen Bailey Sarian do. She takes a concealer and basically just uses that as her foundation. I don't think I've ever done that before. I lied. I've done it with the Bare Minerals Serum Concealer, but that concealer is very, it's not sheer, but it's a lighter coverage. And today's base is going to be a lot more full coverage than that. So I'm going to bounce between my Dior Forever Skin Correct Concealer and my Too Faced Born This Way concealer. I'm just going to see what happens. So Bailey Sarian was the person that influenced me to buy the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. I like when she blends it all over. It looks nice. Her skin always looks flawless, so her skin's a lot nicer than mine. We'll see how this turns out. But the other product that I'm going to use kind of like in tandem with that, well, there's two. The Dior Forever Skin Correct Concealer. This one is more close to my skin tone, while the Too Faced one is a little bit lighter, so I think I'm going to use this mostly, the Dior one mostly. Kinky Sweat, Alicia, she influenced me to buy this concealer. And then I'll brighten up with the Too Faced concealer. So, Hey Khaki here on YouTube sold me on the Westman Atelier Stick Foundation. This foundation is stupid expensive, and I bought it like right at the start of the pandemic, along with many other makeup products. And I think I've tried it once. So I watched Gucci Westman, who is the founder of Westman Atelier. I watched her do makeup on a model last night, well, on YouTube. And it kind of inspired me to pull this back out because, again, I've only used it once. I'm going to play. I'm going to mix these concealers / foundations together. We're going to try to come up with a decent base. Now, Bailey's very much so like full coverage queen. Hey Khaki does a more like natural kind of routine. I can't do more. I can. Okay, let me back up. I could do more natural, but it's not like I've got so much discoloration. I've got so many like spots and acne. I just got so much going on. So it's really hard for me to do like the natural makeup routine and have it look right. So that's why I like more coverage. But we're going to see how this turns out. This is not like my typical makeup routine. I'm going to start with the Dior Forever Skin Correct Concealer. And we'll just, start blending that out. And then we'll use the Born This Way Concealer to lighten up a little bit. I'm also going to use a paddle brush, which I don't usually use. I'm hoping if I do this, it'll help keep my application a little bit more like lightweight and not so heavy. We'll see. So I don't know how to do this. Just throw some on. Let's just start, because this stuff's pretty full coverage. I'm hoping, ew, I just got it in my nose. I'm hoping this doesn't look too cakey. We'll see. I'm going to just throw some more on here. Heather Alston here on YouTube loves her concealer. I wonder if she's ever done a full face with it. Like, used it as her foundation. I should ask her. So that's what we have so far, with just that Dior concealer. I mean, I don't hate it. It's a little, like, heavier, a little stickier than what I'm used to. You know what? I think I do want to dip into that Westman Atelier. This is actually called their Vital Skin Foundation Stick. I'm going to use this. And I'm going to put it on the tip of my paddle brush here, just to kind of give me a little bit more coverage. I really don't want to be like caking on the concealer. I feel like that's just going to look really bad. So we'll just cake on the foundation instead. So far, I think that looks really nice. And this foundation stick's just adding a little bit more coverage for me. Maybe I'll stop there. I don't want it to get too out of hand. All right, let's go ahead and add some of the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpty Concealer. Why so many words? And we're just gonna, let's do a little bit. Let's just do like that. Maybe a little bit more. Let's see what happens here. I always get really nervous to try new techniques. I know what works for me normally, and I'm always afraid I'm gonna ruin my makeup look. And I don't like starting over. But I guess you really can't find new things that work for you. You can't tweak your technique, or, you gotta be willing to open up and try different things. I don't hate the way that looks, like at all. My skin looks very skin-like. My only concern at this point is that in like an hour from now, it's just gonna look straight up oily. But look at the difference that concealer made. If you look at this eye and then look at this one here, like this eye look bright and awake and it makes my eye look like wider. And then this one, it just looks droopy. I look tired. I look old. It's crazy. Crazy what a little bit of concealer can do. Concealer is like the fountain of youth, y'all. I've had a couple of comments on my videos recently. Not too many. I don't want to make it sound like I'm being attacked, but like 1 or 2, maybe 3 comments I've seen. Just people being people, and I just don't understand, like, if you don't like the way somebody looks, if you don't like the way someone does their makeup, why feel the need to say anything at all? To me, I just don't understand that. Like, obviously, if this is my beauty channel and I'm doing my makeup, I'm doing it the way I like it, and not everybody's gonna like that, and I'm okay with that. Not everybody has to. But in the same token, like, if you don't like my style of makeup technique, you don't like the way I wear my makeup, whatever, then why bother watching? I just don't see the need to leave, like, hurtful comments. Like, someone said it was ugly, and then they said sorry, not sorry. Like, what do you gain from doing that? Just trying to tear somebody down? Like, it didn't make me feel bad. I just deleted and blocked. That's how I do that. I really like the way that has, like, meshed together so far. I think that looks really nice. So I've seen Jordy from It's Likely Makeup use a specific contour stick. And when I saw her use it, the look she had was absolutely flawless. And I was like, I need that. I need that shade. I need that formula. Give it to me now. So I ordered the Anastasia Beverly Hills foundation stick in the shade Fawn. I ordered this when they were having like a huge sale on their website, so it's not like I was out a bunch of money. I think I paid like $10 for this. And I gotta say, it's a pretty good shade for a contour stick. So that's what we're going to be using just to give myself a little bit of definition, a little bit of cheekbones. Okay, let's just do like, I don't want to go crazy. Let's just do like that. We'll start there and see what happens here. I'm just going to kind of blend it up a little bit. I mean, look how easy that was. That was so easy. Jeez, I like that. Like, I would love to be able to do makeup that's not like full coverage and matte. Like, I would love to be able to do that like in my everyday makeup wear, but I can't. I can't because of my oily skin. I've tried. Maybe I'll do a video like doing that again and just trying and seeing how long it lasts. It doesn't last long. This is not going to last long. But I really like that. It's not too over the top. It's just a little bit of contour. And I love that extra definition to the cheek area. This is such an easy product to work with. I haven't really used it that much. I just saw her using it and I had to have it. Isn't that how that goes? I don't even know what I'm going to do with it, but I need it. Because she uses it and she looks flawless. Therefore, I'm going to look flawless if I use it. Isn't that the thought process? Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and place just a little bit of my Bye Bye Under Eye concealer from IT Cosmetics underneath my eyes. I do it literally every time I do my makeup because it's the only thing that brings back some life to my under eyes. I just have a lot of wrinkling and it just gets crepey under there, okay? I'm getting old. So, we're going to do that, and when I come back, we will move on to some more highly recommended products from my fellow YouTubers. Okay, so I was getting ready to set my face when I remembered I do have a cream. I don't know if you would call this a cream bronzer, but it's not a powder bronzer, so let's put it that way. This is the Tower 28 Bronzino bronzer, and it's in their shade West Coast. So, if you watch Britt Clark here on YouTube, or Karen Harris, or Heather Alston, they all rave about these Bronzino bronzers, or just Tower 28 in general. They all rave about Tower 28. And to be honest with you, I have swatched this one. I've played around with it on my hand, my arm, never put it on the cheeks. So I'm extremely excited to be putting this on the cheeks today to try it out. So that little clique, that little group of YouTubers is primarily the reason why I bought this bronzer. Okay, I'm just going to try like tapping this on the higher points of my cheekbone here. And I am going to be setting my face when I get done. I have to, or this makeup is not going to last very long on my skin. Whoa, doggy. Let me try a sponge. Uh-oh. Maybe you have to work quick with this one? I don't hate that. It's very subtle, but I feel like I could make it very over the top if I wanted, which I don't want. I just have a feeling that the powder is going to totally cover all of it up, so I don't know if this is even worth like wasting the time to do this. I guess we're going to find out. You guys can see much of a difference from that side. I'm awful glowy right now. I'm kind of living for it. I wish the oily skin wouldn't wreck this because I think it looks so pretty. I mean, I really like that. I'm almost, well, I am sad. I'm sad that I have to set this. I'm sad the shine is going to be totally gone once I set my face. Okay, so when it comes to setting powder, this one was actually created by a fellow YouTuber. I am completely in love with this powder right now. Ever since I tried this out several weeks ago, this is literally the only powder that I've been using on a daily basis. I'm talking about the Nakia Joy, what is this? The Velvet Finishing Powder. Guys, if you have a lot of texture, if you have very oily skin, if you're looking for something to really lock your makeup in place and make your skin look airbrushed, look no further. This setting powder is on point. Nakia Joy is a fellow YouTuber. That is who I learned about this powder from. She's the creator of this makeup line. She has other products on her website. She's got lashes, which I also have. I haven't used those yet. But that's what influenced me to buy this powder because I knew she had oily skin. I knew she created this product or worked with a team to create this product. So I knew it would be something that would last on her skin therefore more likely, you know, also lasting on my skin. So I usually like to set my face with this powder with a damp beauty blender, but I don't have one since we used a paddle brush for my foundation today. So I think what I'm going to do is try to set some of it anyway with a dry beauty blender, like my smile lines in the middle of my forehead. And then the rest of my face, I'll just use like a regular powder brush to sweep some over my face. I'm in love with this powder, guys. 100% in love with this powder. So first I'm going to tap out the horrendous smile lines. And then we're going to do like that. This stuff smells like vanilla. Very finely milled. It does absolute wonders smoothing your face out. It's insane. I typically don't bake my face, but ever since that one video I did, like baking this area here, I really liked how much longer my makeup wore. I really like this as an under eye setting powder as well. Okay, so for the rest of my face, I'm going to take my Sonia G Face Pro Brush, and I'm going to use this just to sweep some powder loosely over the rest of my face. You can still see the other products like very minimally. Now that I've set my entire face, there's definitely no more glow to my face, which is sad. Again, I really enjoyed that look, but I had to set it. Okay, since I did lose some of that intensity from that Bronzino bronzer, I am going to go back over top with a powder bronzer. Well, two powder bronzers. The first one that I chose is the Milani Silky Matte Bronzer. This one is in the shade 01 Sunlight. This is one that I picked up because I saw several people mentioning this. Specifically, Paulina from Paulina Beauty. Love her channel. If you guys don't know her, you have never seen her channel, her content is... She's just so beautiful. She's so skilled with makeup. I've been watching her for a long time. So keep in mind, all of these people that I'm mentioning in this video, I am going to link them down below so you guys can go check them out. They're all wonderful creators, which is why I watch them. But she mentioned this one. I believe Raw Beauty Christy mentioned this one at one point. Taylor Wynn has mentioned this. A lot of people enjoyed the Milani Bronzer. So I'm going to place some of that on the cheekbones. We're going to get a little bit more bronzed up. I'm just taking my Sigma F40. This is like a large contour brush. I'm going to do like one of these numbers. I don't want to get too over the top with it because I have one more I'm going to put on top to bring back some of the glow. Oh boy, we got real bronzed up, didn't we? Whoops. Okay, to add back like that, I like that red undertone or like a red tone to my bronzer. Not orangey, but red. So I'm going to be adding one of my favorite bronzers like just on the high points. And it's this one right here from this Ambient Lighting Edit Volume Number 4. This is from Hourglass. And I absolutely love this bronzer. I'm going to bring back a little bit of that luminosity here. Right up here. Oh, and by the way, I'm buffing that in with my Sonia G Cheek Pro Brush. This is like one of my favorite bronzer brushes. Okay, so when it comes to the eyebrows... Eyebrows are something that I don't really experiment too much with when it comes to products because I know what works for me. I know what makes it look like I have at least some eyebrows, and that's really all I'm trying to achieve with the brow situation. When you have these kind of eyebrows, which is like very sparse, just very not shapely, they're just awful, okay? I've highly considered shaving them off before and just drawing them on. But at least these give me some sort of a guideline as to where they're supposed to be, so that's why I leave them on. So anyway, for this video, I don't have products that, you know, were recommended to me by other YouTubers that I like really, really enjoy and that I use. So I'm going to be using my typical Gimme Brow from Benefit. I'm also going to use the Brow Gal Brow Pencil. This one... Love the brow pencil. I love it because of the shade. Just recently I've fallen in love with a different kind of brow pen. Normally I use the Urban Decay Brow Blade, or I might even use the Lime Crime, like, what is it, the Bushy Brow, or I forget what it's called, or Glossier Brow Flick. I've used all of those and they all serve their purpose, but they're all a little bit pricey. I recently stumbled upon the Milani Weekend Brow. This is the same exact kind of brow product. Let me show you here. It's just a brow pen, and it does the same exact thing that the Urban Decay Brow Blade does at a fraction of the cost. And I'm in love with it. Totally in love with it. I did have a friend of mine comment that I speed through this process too much. And she's like, wait a minute, like, what did you do? Like, what happened? She's like, I need to see that. So, Elaine, I am going to keep this in here for you today. I'm going to try to, I'll make it quick. Like, I'll cut out some of it. I don't want to be here with you guys doing brows for 30 minutes because that's about how long it takes me. So, I'll try to leave in the gist of it for Elaine. This one's for you. You're welcome. Okay, so the first thing I do with my eyebrows is I take Benefit Gimme Brow. So, I'll start to, like, comb up here. And then I'll back comb like this. Oh, by the way, this one is in the shade 4.5, so it's like a deep brown. But I do that, and what this does is it allows the little fibers that are in this gel, it allows them to catch on to my hair. It's going to look a little crazy at first. I'm just trying to get the overall shape down. So now what I do is I take the Brow Gal brow pencil and I start to fill in where it needs more brow, basically. Let's sharpen her up. Oh my. I do draw hair strokes at the front anyway with a pen, so I'm not going to go too crazy with that. I like to at least like map out where I'm going to put them. I just know it's not going to look perfect quite yet. Kind of like that. And next I go underneath the brow, just to give me that shape that I'm looking for. And then I start taking the tail and extending that. But you can see already what that's done for my eyebrows. It's kind of crazy. Okay, now that I have like the general shape, I'm going to go above the brow a little bit to fill in up there, and then I'm going to fix my tail. This is not a perfect brow routine. I'm not that good at doing eyebrows, if we're being completely honest with each other here. But this is how I do them, and it's the best I got. So that's about where I would keep the shape. I mean, but if you're looking brow to brow, huge difference, right? Okay, and I am going to go ahead and just finish this one. That way I can jump off camera and do the second one. So now I'm going to take my Milani Weekend Brow Pen, and I'm going to use this to give me those hair strokes at the front of my brow. And I just very lightly flick up here. And I also take it like farther into my brow as well. Otherwise, it's going to be different degrees of dark brown. If I do too much, I just take my finger and tap over top of it and it removes some of that. Okay, and then the next thing that I do is I just take that pen and I'm going to kind of, I also do it underneath a little bit. Just little light strokes. Again, just to make like the color mesh better. I don't want it to be, I don't know if I'm making any kind of sense. Huge difference. I am in love with this brow pen. And I just do little light strokes all the way throughout it to help fill in any of the bald patches. So about like that. And then sometimes I'll go back through with a little bit more brow gel, just depending. Here lately, I've been really enjoying taking the Lime Crime Bushy Brow. This one's a shade a little bit too light for me. Again, I know this is a very extra brow routine. That's why I don't ever show it. But I like taking this fiber brow gel at the very end because it's a little bit more stiff than the Gimme Brow. And this is what I do to help get like the hairs to really stand up where I want them to, since this is like the final step. And I use a shade that's not as dark because I've already gone pretty dark with the pen and just with everything. So I'm just very lightly making them look a little bit more realistic by having them stand up instead of plastered to my face. Nobody needs to do all this with their brows. I just feel the need to do something because I have no brows. And this makes it look like I might have some brows. Ta-da! Alright, now I'm going to repeat that on the other eye. And then we'll go ahead and start getting into the eyeshadow, which I'm so freaking excited about. I did recently pick up some products that I didn't think were going to make it here. I placed an order in Russia, and I placed this order right before the pandemic started. So I had no idea that things were going to get held up. And when I made the order and then everything went down, I was like, great, now I'm never going to get these products. It took 4 months for them to get here. When I found them at my doorstep today, I literally squealed like a child. And I danced through the house and I was squealing and my kids were looking at me like I was absolutely crazy. But that's just because I've been waiting so long for these to get here. They are the Tammy Tenuka eyeshadows. I bought 17 of these little jars. 17. Go big or go home, right? So the person that influenced me to buy Tammy Tenuka eyeshadows is Angela Mary Tanner on Instagram. If you are a beauty enthusiast, if you love makeup, if you're on Instagram and you love makeup, then you probably know who Angela Mary Tanner is. She has a lot of makeup. She is an eyeshadow aficionado, and her entire account is just swatches, beautiful eyeshadows. Like, this girl knows her stuff. So when she raves on and on about Tammy Tenuka, it gets me right here. So I went on the Etsy website again 4 months ago, placed this huge order, and then it never showed up. So I messaged Tammy Tenuka, I don't know, maybe like a month after I didn't hear anything. And they were like, look, we get 60 days. If you don't get your order in 60 days, we'll refund it or we'll ship it out to you again free of charge. So 60 days rolled around, still no order. And I was like, look, just cancel it. But if by some miracle of God it shows up in the mail, I will pay you for it. Well, she did. She canceled it. She refunded my order. And then it showed up today. So I think I placed it, 3 months. I placed the order in April. Yeah, I placed the order April 16th. So it took 3 months to get here. Sorry. So I do need to reach back out to her and let her know that it came here so I can pay her for her goods. I'm so excited to play with these today for you guys. So obviously I'm not going to be able to go through all of them. I am going to dedicate an entire video to Tammy Tenuka eyeshadows. We're going to swatch them all. I'm going to show you, what some of them look like on the eyes. But for today's video, I obviously can't do that with this look. So I chose one. And then I also chose one of my Terra Moon's eyeshadows in the shade Wavelength. Now, the person who influenced me to buy Terra Moon's is Amy from Amy Loves Makeup. She has raved about them for such a long time, and I finally dipped my toes in the Terra Moon's pool, and then I just went swimming. I mean, I bought so much from them recently, and I am in love with their eyeshadows. So let me show you. This is my Tammy Tenuka eyeshadow that I'm going to be using. It's going to be my focal point. And then I'm going to put the Terra Moon's eyeshadow Wavelength on like the inner portion of my eye. And I'm just going to use some random mattes to blend out just for it to kind of lay over top of. So when I'm trying to dip into something to lay down these pretty eyeshadows, I usually just dip into like, you've heard me say this before, my ABH and Norvina, the Pro Pigment palettes, just because they make it so easy for me to find a shade that I'm looking for. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab a few shades out of here. I'm going to get my transition area laid down, and then I'll hop back on and show you guys these sparkly, gorgeous, wondrous eyeshadows. Okay, I think I have like all the matte laid down that I want to on this eye. Definitely going to have to use a glitter primer because I've noticed these Tammy Tenuka shadows just don't adhere without some sort of a tacky base. Okay, so I'm going to take my NYX Glitter Primer. I usually use the NYX Multitasker Mixing Medium, which I also have here. But this time, let me just try the glitter primer. I just put some of it on the back of my hand. Now I'm going to take a Morphe M124 brush, and I'm going to use that to kind of carve out the shape. Alright, I'm going to try to start packing that shadow on. I'm so afraid I'm going to get this all over my under eye. I'm going to lean forward a little bit. Oh, yes. Yes, indeedy. Oh, I love that so much. Okay, Now I'm going to take that Terra Moon shade and we're going to start placing that here. With a finger, I think, is best. I don't know how I feel about it, but we're kind of stuck with it now. This is where we are. I'm going to repeat this on the other eye. I think it's fun trying out this Tammy Tenuka eyeshadow. Oh my goodness. It is so beautiful. It's reflective. It's got these little tiny glitter particles in there. It's just stunning. So pretty. So again, I'm going to repeat it on the other eye. We're going to come back. I'm going to finish this up because it's been a doozy. This isn't exactly what I was going for, but hey, we're here. We're done. Okay, so originally I put that Tammy Tenuka, like this really beautiful pinky bluey shifty shade in the middle here. I had it just in the middle, and then I had the Terra Moon's wavelength in the beginning third of my eye, and I didn't think it looked right, so I ended up dragging the Tammy Tenuka. I ended up dragging the Tammy Tenuka shade all the way in, and then I used the wavelength shade from I used the wavelength shade from Terra Moon's Cosmetics as my inner corner highlight, and I like that much better. And then I took a Divina Cosmetics eyeshadow, also something that I saw Amy Loves Makeup using in her videos, and I fell in love with. But I took the shade Skyla, and I was packing it on the outer edge here, and I really liked the gradient. Well, then when I started to do this eye, because I did it separately, I accidentally dipped in the shade Messier. And that's a totally different kind of tone. It's like blue. So I had to like repeat on both sides and then go back over it. It was a big thing. Pain in the ass. Took me a long time to get finished. Here we are. After I got that done, I took the LA Girl Shockwave Neon Eyeliner. This one is in the shade Electric. And that's what you see on my lower waterline. Love these eyeliners. I can't remember who I first saw using these. Damn it, I wish I could remember. I don't remember. But I bought like almost all of them. They are fantastic. Now, the only thing I have left to do is my highlighter and my lips. So for the highlighter, I'm going to take the Kaleidos Star Surfer highlighter. And this one is just like a pinky shade. I don't know if I saw Butte Bean using this, or if it was like a That's Makeup Corner. It was one of them, I do believe. But that's what we're going to do now. And then we're going to wrap it up because this video was long. Oh. Okay. Oh, I didn't even put blush on. What the hell's wrong with me? Alright, so for my blush, I'm going to use the Buxom Wanderlust blush. This one's in the shade Dolly. I really, really love this blush. I think it leaves such a beautiful sheen. You got to be careful because it's really pigmented. It smells good. It looks pretty. But I'm going to use this, and I know that Kathleen Lights used to talk about Seychelles and Mykonos. I don't know about Dolly. That's what I'm putting on my cheeks. Putting on Dolly. Not a whole lot of it. We're just gonna... because this stuff's really pigmented. Ooh, that didn't take much, did it? I love that. Okay, now that I have the blush laid down, let's dip into Star Surfer. Ooh, look at that. Alright, so this is the finished makeup look. The only other thing that I did, I took the ColourPop Lippy Pencil in the shade Oh Snap. I don't remember who I first saw using ColourPop Lippy Pencils, but whoever it was a freaking genius. I bought the whole damn box, and no matter what lipstick I'm going with, what color, it doesn't matter. I can always find a lippy pencil to line my lips with, and I love it. So that's what I did for that. And then I went over top of that with the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb in the shade Fussy. I feel like I heard Samantha March talking about this. But in all honesty, almost everybody that I watch has raved about the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bombs at some point or another. So that's definitely why I picked one up, because I'd heard so many people raving about them. I think the only thing I didn't mention was the Benefit Roller Lash. That's another thing that I heard a lot of people mention. And in all honesty, that is a product that I really didn't like for a long time. And then all of a sudden, I just fell in love with it. I don't know why I didn't like it before, but it is truly a wonderful mascara. So that's what's on the lashes. So this is the finished look. You'll have to let me know down below if I use any products that you were also influenced to buy from somebody here on YouTube, or from somebody on Instagram. You know, influencers, they're on all social media platforms. You can't escape them. Alright, so that's going to wrap up this video. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me today. Of all the things that you can do with your precious time, I'm so grateful that you choose to spend a portion of your day with me. It means the absolute world to me. If you like this kind of video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up before you leave today. When you guys do that, it lets YouTube know that people are actually enjoying my content. When you guys like, when you guys comment down below, if you share my video to any of your social media platforms, it just lets YouTube know that, hey, people are interested in what I have to say, people are watching my channel, and it'll help to push my content out there a little bit more for other people to see. So if you are into that, if you're into supporting my channel, those are ways that you can help, and I'm very grateful when you guys take the time to do that. If you've made it this far in the video and you're not already subscribed to my channel, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I would love for you to stick around, join my little YouTube family. Also, if you do that, don't forget to hit that notification bell. That way you're notified of all my future uploads, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.